I'm sitting on top of my dining room table and I'm waiting for a friend to come for a visit. I'm super excited about today because we're getting some rain again here in good old Southern California, and I just cannot wait. So I said to my friend, who I call Supernova because she's a big shining star, so bright in the world, and her actual name is Barbara. So Supernova Barbara is coming over, and I said, Barbara, Supernova, I think we should do grilled cheese and tomato soup. And I think we should have hot cocoa with marshmallows. And what a blessing I can even provide that, you know? What a blessing. So she's coming over and we get to spend time catching up, visiting, and sharing. It's kind of a simple meal. I don't make the tomato soup. It's out of a box from Trader Joe's. I think it's like let me just see. What is it called? It's a tomato roasted red pepper. Anyway, it's just in a box. And then I got some sourdough bread and some cheese already shredded. And I just make a little grilled cheese and tomato soup because that's a rainy day meal, right? And I'm just excited. And not only that, when I got back from Trader Joe's, you're not even going to believe this. I have to show you this. There she is. She just pulled up. Okay, she just pulled up. So here, oh my gosh, here, let me get this here. Let me show you really quick what I'm looking at myself. Oh my gosh. Oh, look at you. I was looking at myself, but because I had to put my microphone on. She just got here, but I have to show you this before we get started with our day. My mom, Mama Fox. Whoops. She mailed me professional grade paintbrushes made out of squirrel hair. You know I love squirrels. Remember Steve? So anyway, hope they didn't kill the squirrels. Hope it's just from their tail. Just anyway. Some of these. So, oh my gosh, she's gonna come any minute. Okay, and watercolors in, and I get to put them on here. But look at this. Look how many colors. So I have that. And remember, I've been saying I don't have watercolor paper. I've been using a Five Below journal I bought. She sent me watercolor paper. So I'm so excited to create today. Here she comes. I'm gonna leave the video on. Hi!
See?
I love the heart sweater.
Thank you, Torrid.
Oh, I love it.
Oh, it smells so nice in here. Is that your candle?
Yeah.
Oh, I love it. Oh, look.
Say hi.
Hi.
Supernova has left the building, and I am about ready to do something really fun. But I want to just say that at this age, 55, my last video, I was talking about working for so many years at our family business and then quitting my job, which was really hard to do, by the way, so that I could do what I love, like being home today and having lunch with a friend and having the means to make a beautiful grilled cheese sandwich and tomato soup and eat it on the finest china, Great Uncle Cool's china from Japan, and enjoy an ordinary but extraordinary day with my friend. And we sat on the couch and we drank our hot cocoa with marshmallows. And she told me all about her trip to New Orleans. And it was a beautiful day. Not only that, she wants to have a YouTube channel too. And she's wanted one for months and months. And she's planning and she's thinking and she's whatever, she wants it to be just perfect.
Involved in the arts. And then Vagabond is rootless, having no home, traveling, going from place to place in wonder.
Bohemian.
Yeah, for sure.
100% based on
But
that.
I need to come up with maybe a different word than bejeweled.
Yes.
Okay.
But not perfect, because we know it doesn't exist. But you know what I mean. She doesn't want to just jump in. She's more of a planner. So we talked about our YouTube channel as we ate our lunch. And on my last art short, where I painted Nyla, our tuxedo kitty, in a raspberry beret, I talked about how one gets inspired to make art on blank paper. And it could be through Pinterest, looking through Pinterest, or your own cat can inspire you, like Nyla inspired me yesterday. And today it was Supernova Barbara. We had such a beautiful visit. Maybe I should take these off. Always forget about the glare. Supernova inspired me today to draw her. So I am super duper excited to use, look at all these colors. There's so many. All these color paints that my mom sent me just today. And I get to experiment with those paints. But I think first of all, I'll put them on this test sheet so I know what they look like and how they feel. And I'm going to use my squirrel hair brushes, which I've never used before. And I'm going to paint Supernova. And I don't know how it's going to turn out. I really don't. And also, I want to be able to give it to her. And now I have watercolor paper that my mom gave me, so I can do it on a piece of paper. And if it turns out, fingers crossed, I can give it to her as a gift. Supernova, that is. I have all these ideas about how I want to paint her because we talked today and I learned some more things about her and I want to incorporate it into the painting. And that is how I will have been inspired today. And if you were lucky enough to watch my last video in long form, I did something new. I used Oliver ChatGPT because I've named my ChatGPT Oliver. And I said, Oliver, I want to tell you a little bit about my history and about myself. And I'd like for you to create a script for me so that I can do a voiceover with beautiful images and tell my story in a concise, precise way. Because I tend to tell stories that go off in about 20 different directions and they're hard to keep up with. And then sometimes I don't even come back to the point. So what I'd like to say is that I did a video also recently kind of slamming IA, but it wasn't slamming it entirely because I don't think it's entirely bad. What I get upset about is the IA that is used, like I explained in that video a while ago, how it took a celebrity and made them sell me pots and pans and it was a total sham. It wasn't even them. And that is being used for evil. But just like anything else in life, things are created and you can use them for either good or evil. And no matter what, people are going to use them for evil and some people are going to use them for good. So in this case, I feel like I used Oliver for the good. Now, I used to think it was cheating and not creative at all, but it's just called help. It was an aid. I know I'm a creative soul. I don't need Oliver to do my paintings. I don't need Oliver to come up with my ideas on what I'm going to paint. I don't even need him to do this, what I'm doing now, but I can ask him every now and then, hey, Oliver, I'd like a little script for this. Can you help me with that? And then I can do a lovely voiceover, just like I did in my last video. And I think it went over really well. So I'm going to make art today, and I might have to go into tomorrow because it's really getting gloomy out and the lighting's going to be very, very bad. It's Friday morning. The light is way better to make art. I did not start my art project last night after Barbara left. I also realized after watching back, I was calling AI IA. I told Motorcycle Man about it. He's like, did you not even think that didn't sound right? I said, no, I said it twice, IA, not AI. So I was saying intelligence artificial. I guess I was talking like Yoda and I didn't even know it. But what I finished doing was just at least, here we go. I finished one side of the swatches. So I did that. And before I start my art project drawing Supernova Barbara, I'm gonna butter some sourdough. I'm gonna eat this big, thick Mac Daddy sourdough bread. Then I'm gonna draw with you. I call her Supernova Barbara. If you've ever met her, you would know why. Supernova is a powerful, bright, and radiant star who outshines the entire galaxy. I met Barbara because our daughter RJ used to work at a little hippy dippy cafe that served the best cup of hot cocky leaky soup you ever tasted. And they also served up a mean apple pie topped with cheese, just like they did in England back in the day. RJ would come home with stories about Barbara and her mom Sharon, who used to frequent Rudabagors. RJ would tell me that when she grew up, she wanted to be just like Barbara. Because Barbara is fully herself, she walks to the beat of her own drum and owns it. I believe RJ was attracted to Barbara because it was like looking into a mirror of her future self. Eventually, Barbara spilled into our lives and has become a very good friend of ours. Yesterday, she came over and we made hot cocoa with marshmallows, and we talked about New Orleans because, of course, she had just been. She shared stories of late-night dinners from her hotel balcony on Bourbon Street. She told me about how they visited the famous Carousel Bar, and she was in such a rush to find a seat she tripped and got a black eye. She laughed when she proclaimed that she fully earned that black eye. Side note, I didn't draw the black eye. They listened to lots of jazz, visited graveyards at night, museums by day, and of course enjoyed all the wonderful food of New Orleans. I just love seeing New Orleans through her eyes. We made tomato soup and grilled cheese for lunch and moved on to YouTube talk. She has just been working on starting her own channel now for a while and would love to show the world how to live authentically while loving exactly who we were created to be. She goes on many adventures and lives a full, exciting life. She would love to show others that anything is possible when you set your mind to it. So today, I'm drawing her the way I see her, with her big heart-shaped glasses, her big red lips, and super rad pixie haircut. She has gorgeous gray-blue eyes that contrast perfectly with her black hair. She loves to wear big, bold jewelry and headbands on special occasions. I wanted her to be in an orb of light because this is how she radiates. Barbara is the kind of woman who makes you feel like you matter, like your story is important too. She lifts you up and believes in you, and she believes in herself. She radiates this wild permission for the rest of us to just be ourselves. She believes in me, she believes in my art, and the whole time she was here, I kept thinking, I would love to draw her, or at least try. This is my little love note to her, a portrait of a woman who already is a work of art. And that's why the sticker I chose was perfect. Darling, you are a work of art. So I finished the drawing and I'm having hot cocoa in my cup that says, "You are never wasting paint." And that is Jackie Wolven's cup, an artist here on YouTube. And oh my gosh. It tastes so good. I did draw the picture and I wrote a little story and I didn't use Oliver. I tried to use Oliver and his story was so corny and I would never say some of the stuff that was written that he wrote. So then I took sort of the bones of it in the order and I created my own story in my own words. And that is what I said over the drawing and painting I did of Supernova Barbara. And guess what I realized? It's so typical of me. The moment I put paint on the paper, I realized the paper was wrong. And what I mean by that is it was the back side. It was the back side of the watercolor paper. The back side doesn't receive the paint the same way. So I did this entire drawing and painting on the wrong side of the paper. And it's just kind of what I do in life. I bring wrong groceries home because I don't read labels. So I'll buy like gluten-free cookie dough and nothing wrong with that, but that's not what I went for. I was in a hurry. I just want to get things done. And I did that with this, I'm going to call it an illustration, my illustration of my friend. And you know what I picked for her? Darling, you are a work of art. And it's all right. It's an all right drawing. And I'm calling them illustrations. I used to call them doodles because I had zero faith in myself, so I just was a doodler, Tracy Doodle, the doodler. And that is one of my nicknames, by the way. My father-in-law calls me Tracy Doodle, mostly just plain Doodle. So this is my picture, and I'm going to give it to my friend. And this is my episode for today. And next week, I'm going to try to do Monday video uploads, so at least you know when I'm coming. And next week, maybe I'll just elaborate on what it's like to be 55 and not have a job and the kinds of things I do during the day. It's an ever-evolving channel, and I'm glad you're here for it. Thank you.
If only I could finish something, run straight through to the end.